Recently, Airbus started its own airline, and it isn't an ordinary one. Instead of carrying passengers or packages around the world, they will deliver planes, satellites, engines, and all other odd-sized cargo you can think of. So what are the planes that Airbus plans to use, and why were they built in the first place? Let's talk aviation. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. This really helps the channel grow and makes it easier for others to find. Airbus has assembly sites all over Europe and needed a way to efficiently transport wings, fuselages and other odd-sized components around the continent. After the use of boats, rail and trucks in the early years, it became clear that this wasn't the way forward. To that end, they looked for ways to transport the parts via the air. Not a strange move for an aircraft manufacturer. However, instead of building their own aircraft, they bought two Super Cubbies from NASA in the early 1970s. And a decade later, they would build another two. The Aero Spaceline's Super Cubby, as it's officially called, was developed on the basis of a Boeing Stratocruiser. Yes, you heard it right. For 2 decades, Airbus would essentially use Boeings to get their parts around Europe. Then, in 1992, Airbus built their first own oversized cargo plane, the Beluga, based on the framework of the A300. In the following years, they would build another 4 for a fleet of 5 Belugas. While the Beluga performed well for Airbus, it became clear in the past decade that the 5 aircraft fleet couldn't keep up with demand any longer. To that end, Airbus developed the Beluga XL, this time based on the A330. One of the main advantages of the XL version is that it can hold 2 wings for the A350 instead of only 1. And from 2020 onwards, Airbus started to replace the Belugas by the bigger Beluga XL. By the end of 2023, 6 of the largest cargo planes should be operational. While Airbus isn't planning on using the old Belugas for themselves anymore, they will keep them in the air for their own new cargo airline, Airbus Beluga Transport. According to the head of Airbus Transport International, the aircraft are only at about half of their planned flight cycles and have on average about 15,000 flights to go each. The planes, with a cargo hold 39 meters in length and about 7 meters wide and high, can carry up to 40 tons of payload. Remark that this is way less than the A350 or 747 that can carry up to 3 times as much. After all, the Beluga is not meant to carry a heavy load, but to carry all-sized cargo. For example, if you wish to ship 15 million ping pong balls around the world, the Beluga is the plane to use. The first flight the new airline operated was the delivery of a helicopter from the Airbus plant in France to a customer in Japan. This wasn't a direct flight, as there were 3 refueling stops necessary in Poland, Russia and South Korea. Currently, if you wish to ship something with the Beluga, you will need a special loader at both airports to get your precious cargo on and off the airplane. However, this is going to change later this year, as Airbus will start to use a custom-made onboard cargo loader. Instead of a ramp like the C-17, this loader can best be compared with the way stretchers are loaded into an ambulance. What do you think Airbus will fly around the world with their new airline? Do you have any odd-sized cargo that you would like seeing shipped around the world? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any suggestions for a future video, feel free to let me know. Thank you for watching, and please consider subscribing to Let's Talk Aviation.